Well, my name is Victoria, and I recently raised private funding through Lifted Ventures. And now my company has a budget of over £400,000 to keep on growing. And the message that I have for you today, that's my goal for today, is that if you have any doubt that you could make your dream come true, the objective is that at the end of this talk, you go like, well, if she managed to make her dreams come true, then so can I. When I incorporated the company in 2021, I was living off the social services, social benefits. I was on the universal credit. I did not have a job. I think I had a total of £3,000 in my bank account. I didn't know anybody in Leeds. I did not have any contact, and I did not have any business experience whatsoever. And this is not a great start. It's not a great set of circumstances. But somehow I found the courage there to set up a company. And the only way for you to understand where that courage came from is by taking you back to 2018 with me, where the journey really started. Back in 2018, I was living in some sort of apartment. It was more of a construction site. And I was using an angle grinder to cut some wood. But accidentally, the angle grinder hit the concrete and it bounced off, flew past my face like 2 centimeters away from it. I was then in shock for like 10 minutes, thinking, well, this could have been the end. I was there on my own. And unfortunately, that event catalyzed a couple of ideas and thoughts in the future that I don't think any human should really ever have. While I was doing the fit out, I did not have electricity in that flat. Well, I only had like a couple of electricity sockets where I could connect the tools I was using to work. I was sleeping on the floor. I had a mattress in one of the bedrooms, trying to stay away from the dust as much as possible. I didn't have a window, so I had like some sort of cardboard covering the holes. This is in a city that gets to -6 degrees in winter, and this was in the middle of winter. So my routine would be something like I would get up in the morning to work just as soon as the sun comes out, so that I would have natural light to do the work. I had, in average for those 6 months, I had something between 10 and 20 euro in my bank account. So I would get up in the morning when the sun comes out, and I would go to the bar, get myself a cup of coffee, a sandwich, and take that opportunity as well to go to the toilet, then go back to the flat and keep on working. The income that I had then was something like I had to teach a lesson, a chemistry lesson or a math lesson, whomever would call me to teach, and I would charge between 8 and 8 euro or whatever. And I kept on going for some time. Sometimes in a good week, I would have like 20 euros, so enough money to pay for the transport to go to my friend's house and have a warm shower. So this is in a city where it's a small place. There is no plenty of jobs out there. Well, at this point, I was not aware, but I was already quite depressed. And one good day, I was sat on a tin of paint, did not have furniture, so I was just there thinking, how this happened? And the feeling is that of, why am I this massive failure? I had worked so hard all my life. I had followed the instructions. Like people said to me, well, I do not know what they told you, but the recipe for success that people told me is like, you need to be a good girl, you're respectful to your teachers, you're nice to your classmates, you get yourself a university degree, get yourself good grades, that's important. Good grades would lead to a great job, then a promotion, then a car, a mortgage, a partner, and you're happy forever. I do not know what went wrong. Simply, nobody would hire me. I was just there. The feeling was something like, you are already dead, but you have a physical body you truly cannot get rid of. So when I look at the angle grinder, And I said to myself, well, you know what? I cannot take this anymore, and this is the end. I had done it all. There was no drugs or alcohol or anything. I had followed the rules, so I had no hope. Maybe some of us are not meant to be happy. So just when I was about to use the ankle grinder for the very last time, I had this thought. I don't know, but it sounded like that. It sounded like, well, have you heard the story of this guy that comes from India and then comes to the UK without anything, and then they end up building an empire for themselves and their family? Or have you heard the story of this Mexican guy that crosses the American border with $100 in his pocket and now is rich, famous, and happy? So I asked myself, why could I not be one of them? And normally, when I ask myself this type of question, something like, well, why wouldn't I get this job over her? Or why wouldn't I get a promotion over this other guy? Normally, the answer comes to me, well, because she has a better college degree, because she is more beautiful, more charismatic. This guy comes from a good family. Would you really hire yourself over them, Victoria? Yeah. This time, for some reason, I did not hear any of those voices. I think they had already given up as well. So in the mental silence, I was like, okay, why could I not be one of them? And then I had this thing that said, like, move to the UK. So I'm there on the floor. Okay, how am I going to move to the UK? So I said, okay, I'm going to give myself 6 months to move to the UK. I'm going to gather the resources and I'm going to be out of here. And if I don't, then I take the ankle grinder. Either way, I am out of this situation once and for all. So, unfortunately, I do not have the time to tell you how magically I got those resources to leave Spain and move to the UK in 2018. That is my bathroom. And with this kind of new mindset, I kept on going. So I finished that's the bathroom. I'm laying the tiles. So now I'm going to move to 2021, when I had just incorporated the company. And as I said, I was in the universal credit. I only had £3,000 in my bank account. But for the very first time in my entire life, I felt supported. I was being supported by the government of the UK. I felt supported by society, and I was supported by the system. I had enough money enough financial help to pay for the beautiful flat I was living in. This flat was in the city. It was in Leeds. It is still in Leeds. It's a city where I could have a job. At least you have the opportunity to have any job. The good thing is that the social workers were helping me finding a chemistry job. And I guess it was this feeling of safety for the first time, feeling of safety and support that made me go like, yes, I am going to continue with my company. Well, I'm going to start the company because this is the worst thing that can happen. I can have a part-time job in Starbucks and then keep on fighting for the company. That was in 2021. The life that I live now in 2024 wouldn't have been part of my wildest dreams back in 2021. I feel great, and that is the way it's going to stay, right? Even if both my companies go to hell right now, there is no way I'm ever going to feel like a failure again. And that is my lesson. Now, if you haven't been as low as I was in 2018, then you're halfway there to your own dreams. Maybe your dream is to go from 200 employees to 400 employees. I'm sure you can do that. Or maybe your dream has nothing to do with business and you just want a very passionate romantic relationship. Well, if I made my dreams come true, then so can you. And I'm about to shut up. I only have 30 seconds left. But I really need to give this last message to those who play a vital role in supporting entrepreneurs in their journey to success. And I'm talking about connectors, people that facilitate introductions, guide founders towards resources, and guide us to the next steps. And of course, the people that organize events like this. If BindEthics is thriving at the moment and 6 people have the job of their dreams, including myself, that's because I had access to a network of incredible individuals like Glenn there from RTC North that helped me along the way. So thank you very much.